click, and we're going to watch the start of that click now. 232 clicks, in fact, the score you made in the first test match at Trent Bridge.
That's beautiful stroke, a half-century partnership. It went through Brian close, but it was hit very powerfully.
He misses very little, that's short of a length. Barely cracking that through mid-wicket. Each time any English bowler has dropped short to Richards, he's in position so quickly. Short again. He must surely learn his lesson. Short again. And similar sort of treatment, and another boundary. 3 times now Bob Woolmer's dropped it short to Richards, and 3 times he's put him away through the identical position. But short, pulled away again. And Richards has never yet missed out on this short ball.
Shot, and pretty well fielded by Hendrick. He got the hand to it and took quite a bit of the pace off it. It's still going to go for 4, but he did well to get down to it and get a touch on it. It was a fine stroke from Richards. Toss and 4 runs. Underwood not able to get to it, so 8 from this over from 2 spanking drives from Vivian Richards. Oh, good shot. Beautiful stroke, that. Classic straight drive.
Hammered away unmercifully through the offside. Really hit with tremendous power. No need to run for that one. Over pitch ball. Big wide gap there between the bowler and mid-on. Oh, what another good shot. Really was a fine shot, that half volley, admittedly, but beautifully placed, perfectly put away by Viv Richards. Moving close to yet another 100. And that's short again, and it's getting the same sort of treatment. And quite incredible. It really is. 6 times he's dropped it halfway down, and 6 times he's been put away for 4. And what a way to go to the 100. A really superb shot. Half volley, pitched round about leg stump. Barely clattered again through that onside. So a magnificent 100 by Viv Richards, bringing some more glory to the Antigans who are here in full support of him today. Century coming in 212 minutes, 17 boundaries in it, and quite an array of glorious shots. It's already his 600 in Test match cricket, and his 5th since January the 1st this year.
It's in the air, but it's quite safe, and it'll beat Underwood into the boundary. He really hit that one on the up. There's no waiting there for the half volley. Great shot. What a magnificent stroke. Well, that is the stroke of the day. Wasn't a bad ball. And there's another 4, and it's a great shot. Could have gone over the top. Just made it over the rope. Dickie Bird needed confirmation from the crowd there. Didn't quite get it in the meat of the bat, but it'll just beat Brian close into the boundary. Tony Greig now bowling to Richards. Oh, great shot. Beautiful strike.
Chris Holt to Viv Richards. No need to run for that either. Big gap through mid-on. Over pitch ball, and Richards all the way through this innings has scarcely missed a half volley.
When he attacks, marvellous certainty in his stroke play. So 250 comes up now for Kallicharran and Richards, their partnership.
Well, it's short, that's it. Friendly offering on 196 there, my word, by John Snow. Pitched it halfway down. And a tremendous performance this by Vivian Richards. 200 in a test match on this ground, following in the footsteps of the great Frank Worrell and Basil Butcher before him. 28 fours, so many of them with that pull shot or that hook shot, which took him to 200. 2 sixes as well, and of course his first 200 in a test match. And that's another friendly offering, halfway down. He hit that even more powerfully in that big gap between mid-wicket and mid-on. That's a half volley. And just look at the power and timing of this really master batsman. 2 great hook shots, a half volley driven through the gap between mid-off and the bowler. And the challenge answered, and a terrific shot. 6 glorious runs right over wide mid-off. And he's found it through the onside this time. Really another great shot, clipped away through mid-wicket. Runs absolutely flowing from his bat now. He's down the pitch again, he's had to catch. No, it's over the top. Just clearing Mike Hendrick, not by very much, about a yard over the top, into the pavilion. That's in there, it could be a catch this time. Greig's there and he's made no mistake, tosses it high. And Richards is out. Great mob there by the fielders, the first wicket to have fallen today at the end of a sparkling, a superb exhibition by this brilliant West Indian cricketer, Vivian Richards. And adding his name to the long list of great West Indian cricketers we've seen in this country since the war. Weeks, Worrell, Walcott, Sobers, Lloyd and now Richards. And one can only think we're going to see a lot more of him in the future.
232 in that first test match on to Old Trafford.
Swing there, beautifully timed. Took everything into account there. Ball certainly swung away in the air, but Richards playing a superb extra cover drive.
No need to chase that. Well, it's very rarely that Derek Underwood is flurried. Four more. Lovely, delicate stroke. It went in the air, but it was well out of the reach of Brian Close. It slipped.
It's safe and a good shot, and his 50, it went in the air past a Woomer at square leg.
And Richards on 54 at the far end. And it's driven fiercely through mid-on. It's a chase along the boundary there. Sprawling dive, and Woomer unable to cut it off. Straight driven forward to Richards. Got it away fine. Underwood chasing around, just about able to cut it off. But no, a dive, got one hunt to it. Just popped over the line, and it's 4 more to Viv Richards. So he moves on to 68.
Stroke. Quicker ball from Underwood, and Richards picked it nicely. Yeah, he's a little bit astray there. Got 2 mats down the leg side that time. There's an offside field and no man on the boundary on the leg side. So that's not the place to pitch it. 291 for 2. Vivian Richards is on 94. And a beautiful 4. Takes him up to 98. Lovely stroke that. It was a quicker ball from Underwood, and he clipped it away, placing it beautifully past the man at backward point. He's going to look for 2. Underwood's the fieldsman. He's hammered at the other end, and he'll have to go. And that is very close. And he's made it a tremendous piece of running. He was hampered quite inadvertently by Pocock at the other end. Richards looking down to fine leg, but he made it for his century. 298 for 2, West Indies.
Pocock now to Richards. And that's through for another 4. Immensely powerful blow again by Vivian Richards, dancing down the wicket, clipping it through that big gap mid-wicket. Underwood again from the Stretford end. Another delicate leg cut by Richards. Another boundary to Vivian Richards. That's his 15th of the innings so far, as his score moves on to 114. So Pocock to Richards. And it's hammered again, straight past the bowler, using his feet. Delightful footwork there by Richards, moving on now to 118, his 16th boundary. Hendrick to Richards. And that's going through for 4 more. Over pitch ball, flick through mid-wicket, so this rampage goes on.
360 for 3. 97 overs gone with the sole ball. That's a fine shot. Beautiful stroke of his hip through mid-wicket for 4. Glorious shot by Vivian Richards to take him on to 132. That's closer, my word. Good ball, that. Quicker one from Pocock, the top spinner. And Vivian Richards is out for 135. LBW Pocock.
Just a century in the Old Trafford game, but better to come.
Sullivan now to Richards. Oh, confidently away. Moved inside, clipped it away square, the first boundary. New ball bowlers are going to change ends. It's a slow one, time swung away to deep square. No chance at all there of Amos cutting it off. Nice cut away, chased by Miller, but once again it'll race away for 4 more. It's an expensive change to date. There's 2 boundaries already. Oh, it's a glorious shot, glorious stroke. And this man is so quickly into position. His feet moving like lightning, forcing it away square on the offside. A player here with all the confidence in the world. Foot already back into position, the bat following through. Glorious shot.
Well, that's a lovely stroke. Superb footwork there to take him to the pitch of the ball. Just racing into the boundary away the far side of the ground. Oh, that was a good shot. There's a no ball, and Richards had plenty of time to change his mind there. He was going after it off the front foot. He was beaten in the flight, but it didn't matter because umpire Ali had already made the call. Four runs, no third man. It went through the gully area in the air.
And that's through this time, all right. So Richards goes to his 50 before Fredericks. Comes back for the third and moves on to 51. Applause from the England fielders, and Richards again in really cracking form here at the Oval. His 50 coming in just 87 minutes, 5 boundaries included. And you can't allow anything round about leg stump at this man, Richards. Nonchalantly flicked that away through mid-wicket for 4 more. This partnership past the 3-figure mark now.
Oh, what a marvellous shot. That really was a superb stroke. Well, I'll be very interested to see what the umpires do about that. And it's signal 4. Very nice sight. The ground itself a little on the brown side, which one can't complain about. The lack of rain, but the outfield is very fast and is in good condition considering all the circumstances. It's safe, right over the top of the bowler's head, and 4 runs into the pavilion rails. And Miller between the umpire and the stumps, round the wicket. What a magnificent catch that was. You will never see a greater catch than that one by Chris Balderstone to dismiss Roy Fredericks. .159 for 2 now. Fredericks is out. Claude Balderstone bowled Miller, and Miller has claimed his first Test wicket. Short, spinning away, hit like a rocket by Fredericks, and Balderstone took off. He plays a lot of soccer, but it's not in goal. But that was worthy of one of the great goalkeepers of all time.
And we'll be facing Geoffrey Miller. Swept away behind square. It'll certainly be his 100 this. Richards knows it. Takes the first one comfortably, jogs away for the second to complete another brilliant performance. His 100 coming here in just on 3 hours, including 10 fours. And really is a man in form. It's his 8th Test 100 and his 3rd against England. And bear in mind, he only made his first Test match debut in less than 2 years ago. Oh, it's a good shot for 4. Again, the over-pitch wideish half volley. Just a little bit too far outside off stump.
Fine shot, beautifully placed. Just racing away over the parched outfield there. Shot. What a good shot. That wasn't very far offline. It was just a fraction short, and he was into position beautifully for that. Just gave himself a little bit of room. Smashed it away through cover plate.
And beautifully placed, gave himself room. It wasn't all that short. But this man Richards is so quick on his feet. He seizes and sizes up the opportunity so quickly. And little or no margin of error, not all that short as you can see, and back goes the foot, and whack he goes, perfectly placed through the covers. A magnificent shot again. Ran away from it, played it late, crushed it square. So up goes about 150 to Viv Richards. In the 77th over now, and in some previous Test match days, that's as many as we got all day. Still an hour and 20 minutes to go here. A bad ball short, and taken full advantage of again by Richards. Hammered away through mid-wicket for 4 more. So 300 total reached with only 2 men out, and Richards' share of that is 157. And that's 4 more, no bother at all. Richards disdaining to leave the crease. Stood there and hammered it away, leant on his bat and admiringly watched it go through for 4 more. His 24th boundary in a total of 189. And that's out this time. He stumped him, not a stumped him, that one certainly turned. And Derek Underwood strikes and he'll be relieved. It's the first wicket he's taken since Old Trafford. And Lonsrow is the man to go, out for 70. Stumped not, bowled Underwood with the West Indies total on 350. So applause for Alan Knott, establishing this new world record. Most dismissals now made by a wicketkeeper in Test match cricket. So Underwood at long last breaking this partnership, and the ball certainly turning there quite considerably and presenting a pretty simple stumping chance to Alan Knott. And that's it, clipped away nonchalantly and elegantly. And unfortunately, we're going to get an invasion, which will spoil this really brilliant 200. So Richards going on to a second double century in this Test match series. And he's the last person who wants this sort of treatment or this sort of behaviour on the ground.
A lovely shot. Gosh, he plays that well. Several times yesterday, he was beautifully positioned to get that ball away through mid-wicket, and that was a superb example of it. And the young cricketers watching couldn't do better than use that as a model. A lovely roll of the wrists, just as the feet have taken him to the pitch of the ball. Safe and a fine stroke. Might have been beaten a little in the flight there by Underwood, and he went through with the stroke beautifully. Didn't try hitting across the spin, hit with it straight over extra cover. Yes, he was on his way down. And a very sensible stroke. Another good shot. My word. Would have been a great catch. That's the sort of catch you don't really want to see coming back at you. Good shot.
And in position there for the half volley. Half volley outside the leg stump. Presents no problems to Richards in this sort of form. So 120 of his runs now coming in fours as he moves on to 239. And the shot repeated. Another half volley round about leg stump. Flicked away there. And you'd really think the England bowlers must know the great strength of this man. Anything round about leg stump, so severe on. That's a half volley, stroked gloriously through the covers before. It's the one he was waiting for that takes him on to 250, establishes a 100 partnership between these two. In fact, the third successive century stand in this innings to date. And another beautiful shot. Just simply waiting for the over-pitch ball and repeating the dose again in that over. And another half volley, and that stroke just for a change through mid-wicket. And he's bowled him, and Richards goes on 291. The end of a memorable innings. A useful delivery indeed from Tony Gregg. A little bit of spin from outside the off stump. A little casual shot from Vivian Richards. On the end of a day that people at the Oval will remember for a very long time. 291 made out of 524, and in that last over from Tony Gregg, he established a new aggregate in runs scored in a Test series by a West Indian. Been applauded all the way in by the England team in an innings which lasted 474 minutes and included 38.
Remember that year?
And quickly into his stride, just casually walked outside the off stump, equally casually flicked it through extra cover for four. Oh, it's another beautiful shot. It really was a cracker, that. His feet moved into position like a flash. And that's through again, half volley this time. And mercifully punished once again by Richards.
That's a great shot. It took him a long time to get under it through that area, but when he did it with a superb stroke. 50 in 77 minutes with 8 fours for Viv Richards. Oh, well, he has played some glorious shots.
That's a good shot. Really the only positive reply to a field set like this. Rather a curious field that Underwood's got here for Richards. Got the whole of the England side almost in a circle with the exception of a deep square leg. That's a good shot, kept on the ground this time for 4.
Now, that is almost a contemptuous stroke. Not up in the ground, Barlow misfields, and it gives Richards his century. 102 to Viv Richards. Again, a superb innings. What a season he's having, and what a year. Oh, good shot. That's a beautiful 6. It's out of my sight now. But a super shot.
The Festival 119 not out for Vivian Richards at Sky.
No apparent effort whatsoever again by Richards. Just into position like a flash. He's found the gap again, second time in succession. And Gooch just giving that up as it runs through for 4 more.
Change of bowling now. One of the fatal things to do to these West Indian batsmen is to bowl short. Not much good bowling half volleys either, but to bowl short is absolutely fatal. They're onto the back foot. Very quick to thump the ball away on the onside. It's a marvellous shot. Now that one wasn't all that short. There's a marvellous stroke. Bouncing just inside the boards at deep extra cover. Richards advancing to Underwood.
127 for 4, Richards on 42, and Woolmer the bowler. And again, although there's about 7 men back on the boundary, there is nothing at all they could do. That's 50 to Richards. And making doubly sure with another boundary. So that boundary off Woolmer, he goes through to 53 out of 141.
That's... You wouldn't reckon there was anywhere around the ground where he could get the ball between the fieldsmen. And here's Tony Greig on to bowl to Richards. And that's 4. Well, there aren't very many places on the leg side where you can get 4 runs. That's one of them. That's a great shot. Well, that's where there was no man. Very, very fine. 4 on the fence on the leg side. Long off. Extra cover. It's out. Bob Woolmer's caught him. The innings is over. Viv Richards is out for 97. It was a lovely shot.
I should think you remember your next